Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Film Talk. I am Scott, and as always, I'm here with Mac. How you
Hello.
doing, Mac?
Hello.
All right. And today we are going to discuss the 1999 Brendan Fraser film Blast from the Past, directed by Hugh Wilson, who also directed Guarding Tess, Dudley Do-Right, also starring
Oh.
Fraser,
Uh-huh.
and the original Police Academy movie,
Interesting.
amongst others.
Amongst other. Yeah,
First Wives Club, several other movies, but
yeah. Yeah. Let's know this.
Yeah. So, Mac, have you ever seen this movie before?
I have not seen this movie before. Before
Kind
this.
of figured.
Yeah.
So,
But
what'd you think? First off,
I liked it. It was pretty funny. I liked the film. It had its comedic moments. I felt like this is like Brendan Fraser was a good cast. Alicia Silverstone. This is what Durner. This is like 2 years after she did The Crush. Like a few years after The Crush.
The Crush, I feel like was a few years
That
before
yeah,
that.
a few years before that, she did
Yeah,
The Crush.
The Crush was about 6 years before that. Yeah.
Yeah, and she just got like she. This is like right after she did Batman and Robin. Like Batman and Robin was
Yeah.
like after this
This is post
post
Batman and
Batman
Robin.
and Robin. So yeah, and like post that, and this is way past Aerosmith era.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
way past Aerosmith era. Alicia Silverstone. So yeah. Um. Yeah, but I thought the perfect casting was Cece Spice Tech. I never thought she would be
It's
perfect.
basic.
Spacek, sorry, shit, Spacek. Christopher Walken was perfect casting. I mean, he was perfect casting in this role. I didn't think he could. When I first saw it, I was like, well, he's supposed to play this zany nut that's actually scared about what's gonna happen. You know, like the world is gonna end, and he's a doomsday prepper. And I was thinking he's a doomsday prepper. I was like, wow, perfect casting.
Okay, but before we start getting into like the plot and everything, like I just wanted to get your opinion. Like
Yeah. I
let's
thought it was
and
a
see
great
where
film.
you're
It,
at
it
for,
was a
you know.
great film, great prize. If you want me, a great film, great concept, fun.
Yeah, but
I, I
you enjoyed the movie.
oh, I enjoyed it. I laughed several times during this film, like a lot. So yeah.
Okay. All right, cool, cool. Yeah. First time I saw this movie was when I was probably around 11 or so, because like it came on TV about a year or so after it was in theaters. I didn't see it in theaters,
Right.
but it was one of those movies that I would watch, you know, pretty regularly when it was on TV. I used to really enjoy this movie. Yeah, and as you said, great cast. Christopher Walken is particularly funny in this movie. Sissy Spacek is great also. Yeah, really good cast and really funny, weird, kind of quirky rom-com.
Right. Right. Don't get me wrong. But another thing I liked about this film was, like I said, great casting. You would never expect it to be this good, but I was like, I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, well, I saw the cover of this several times in several places,
Did you know
and
what it was about?
no, I saw the cover, like
Hmm.
the movie cover, on
Yeah.
so many different ways, so many different places. I was like, what's this about? And I never got a chance to watch it, so that's the thing.
Okay, cool. So I guess let's tell people what it was about.
Okay, I'll start it off.
Do it.
So I don't know. Was it 1960?
1962 or 63, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know the exact year, but I know it was the 60s. Um, so I don't know their names. Adam, not Adam. Adam's father. Father.
He's Calvin. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, Calvin is a scientist who worked up who was a professor, and
Hmm.
he made a lot of money, and he
Yeah,
was a
he
doomsday
invented
prepper
things.
in the 1962. Then they got the word that they're sending they're sending Russian bombs to Cuba, and they're literally thinking, oh, the end of the world is coming, it's coming and coming, and then they literally go down into into their doomsday bunker in the backyard in the garage, and what happens, what seems to happen is they think that the world has ended, but actually what happened was a plane dropped on their house and it blew up their entire house. Everybody thinks the family is dead, but amongst them they are literally in the doomsday silo, the nuclear
In the
silo.
fallout
They're
shelter.
in the shelter. They're in the shelter, the fallout shelter, where they live what 37 years.
It's 35 years because
35,
like he's
30.
born down there and he's 35 years old when he
Yeah,
comes.
yeah. Adam is born down there, and he is
Yeah,
raised in this shelter for 35 years.
right.
So his whole
Yeah,
life.
and he's raised a very obviously, I mean, pardon the pun, sheltered life. So he's like he only watches the Honeymooners but
Mhm.
backward. Or I Love Lucy. Like he has like a handful of TV shows that they just watch over and over again. The same albums that they listen to over and over again.
Yeah,
Same books, they have obviously because they're in a shelter, they have very limited supplies.
yeah.
So he doesn't get like the full experience that people would get. Plus the only people he knows are his parents.
That is true. Yeah, yeah. So after a while, they after 35 years, um, they finally find that they're trying they live
Well,
in.
the reason that it's 35 years is because Christopher Walken set up a lock on the door.
Yeah,
He set a timer on the lock so that they wouldn't be tempted to go up.
yeah.
So
But he
it
said
couldn't
that.
unlock for 35 years because
Yeah,
that's
but he
like the
said.
shelf life or whatever
Yeah,
of
but he said
nuclear
not long than that. He
fallout.
said the atmosphere should be clean by within 35 years. Everything
Yeah.
should be clean.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The fallout only should last for the 35 years,
Yeah,
theoretically.
theoretically, that's what he thought. And then
Yeah.
when he goes up to the surface, which
He
is
finds
where,
Joey Slotnick.
yes, my favorite character in this damn film.
He really is the best.
He was the best.
He starts off as this like cheery young soda hop guy or whatever the fuck you call it,
Yeah,
working at his mom's malt shop.
yeah. And then he turns into a bar, and then
Yeah, he's like fucking Charles Manson. He's got the tattoo on his forehead. He's
who
got
are
a
you?
bunch of
I'm your
followers.
son.
Yeah, and he starts worshiping Walken and Spacek and Fraser
I like
because
when
they like
Walken
they
got
come out
up.
of
He
the
said,
hole in
"Don't
his
touch."
shop.
Yeah, he. I like when Walken came up. He said, "Don't touch my elevator."
No, he said, "Leave my elevator alone." That becomes like their mantra. How did you forget that?
I just love it. I love that shit. That's
Like
hilarious.
they write it on giant banners and they chant it while they're like unloading trucks full of meat and stuff.
Leave my elevator
Leave my
alone.
elevator alone.
So Walken goes up to the surface, meets Joey, and he literally goes through the alleys, and then he meets. I don't know if I can say it. Is it okay to say?
I don't know what you're about to say, but I'm gonna guess no.
Yeah, well, can we say prostitute?
I guess, man, it's your channel. I
Yeah, I mean, he.
I don't know what the rules of YouTube are.
No, me neither. I mean, I don't know if it's. Well, he falls into a woman that is asking
I
for
mean,
money.
it's a trans panic joke.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's basically what it is.
yeah.
It's not in good
Like
taste.
like there's a trans sex worker who comes
Yeah,
up to Christopher Walken and offers their services
and
to him.
and
And him being a man who went into a bunker in the 60s is very confused
hmm
by what this person is offering him.
he goes into a sex
And he
shop.
goes into a panic and runs into, guess, an adult bookstore
Yeah, and he walks out and he goes
immediately.
down to the surface. He says he start. I think he drinks brandy. I don't know what brandy or whatever it is.
Brandy or fucking hot Dr. Pepper, who knows,
Who
man? That guy's
knows?
a
But
weirdo.
he was hot Dr. Pepper. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. So he is legit like frantic, and I think he
Oh
has
yeah,
some.
he can't his brain can't comprehend like a 90s slum,
Yeah.
which
But
is where his fallout shelter has ended up.
yeah, yeah. So he goes out and he he has an episode
Well,
and
yeah, he has like possibly a heart attack, possibly just like a panic attack.
panic
It's
attack.
hard
I
to tell
wouldn't call it a
because
heart attack.
he's kind of yeah, he's kind of like up and about
Yeah,
right
because like
after.
two scenes later, he just pops up in the window like, you know,
Yeah, it's like I think he's gonna be okay.
yeah, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, I was like, you okay? You so crazy. I love Chris Walken, man.
He's great.
He is
He's the
so
best.
great. So then they sent Adam upstairs, as we know. I think she sent them what, 15? How much money?
Like $3,000.
$3,000, which in
Yeah.
justification, which is a
Well,
lot of
it's
money.
$3,000 plus a bunch of stock certificates from the 60s, plus a box full of old baseball cards that are worth thousands of dollars a piece.
Yeah,
So yeah, he's like he doesn't realize it, but he is completely set.
yeah. I would say this, like, if you want my honest opinion, his mom sent him down there with a lot more than what she thought because
Oh, they had no idea because they didn't have any like they didn't know that this stuff would be worth anything because they
yeah,
didn't think
yeah,
there was a society up there.
yeah. Yeah,
You know?
like she sent him there with the amount of $3,000, but in reality,
Yeah, because they send him up to get more supplies to last them for another 35 years.
yeah, but they didn't know that $3,000. They had no idea that they sent him up there with
No,
possibly
they
like
didn't adjust for inflation over 30 years.
that is true, but $3,000 at that time and the stuff that they sent him with at that time was like more than like she pretty much sent him up there with $500,000.
I mean, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but
I mean,
it was a lot
Ross
more
wrote
than
a
it was in the
lot of
90s.
money though. They wrote money.
No, yeah, I mean, what she ultimately ended up sending him up there with is yeah, millions upon millions of dollars, but they didn't realize that,
Anyway,
obviously.
yeah. He let's put it like this: he had enough money to do what he had to do.
Yeah, it becomes like because all the stock certificates are worth millions, plus the toothpaste that they still had was worth millions. Like it ended up like all like over time accumulating an insane amount of wealth.
Yeah. So then he meets Eve, aka Alicia Silverstone, while selling the
Yes,
baseball card.
while trying to sell his baseball cards.
Mm-hmm. Now I will say this. I still think Alicia Silverstone is a pretty good look. She's pretty good looking now, and she was pretty good, amazing at this time.
Oh yeah,
So she was like a crush for me. She was hot.
for sure.
Um,
Yeah, same.
yeah. But we go. She goes and she takes him. She says, hey, if you can take me to the hotel room, I'll give you this card, and you can sell it to wherever you want. And he takes her to the Holiday Inn. He goes to the Holiday Inn, and then she finds out that she cannot take that card. She comes back to him to not take that card. She gives the card back.
Yeah, she feels bad about taking the card from
Yeah,
him,
yeah, she took advantage of him, and
but then he hires her to help gather supplies.
and they go through a montage of gathering supplies. She ends up
Hmm. And she
liking him.
doesn't know why they're gathering supplies or who
Yeah,
for.
yeah,
But also, Adam is lost because he gets on a bus after leaving the building that his fallout shelter is in, and he ends up not tracking where he came from
right,
because he doesn't understand,
right.
this type of stuff.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, sorry, but I'm trying to get the name of this actress. I'm trying to look up. Sorry. Uh, oh yeah, got it. Anyway, so then she goes and she takes him to her house. Are we there yet? She takes him to his house.
She's they're working together. She lets him drive her car.
And she said, "No, don't do that. You cannot drive again."
Yeah, and that's where she meets Troy. Or that's where he meets Troy, rather.
Troy. I mean,
Because she lives with Troy.
my second favorite character in this damn film.
Yeah, this is the second Dave Foley, Brendan Fraser movie that we have covered on this channel.
Yeah.
Is Monkey Bone would end up being a reunion from this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dave
but
Foley
Troy,
is awesome.
Dave Foley is Troy, who is Eve's gay roommate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He is awesome. I love him.
He's very funny in this
He's
movie.
very funny. Like yeah, like
Yeah.
he talk he like there's some scenes that we'll get to later, but he is just hilarious. So you know, they start. I think they Troy and Adam sort of get along with each other because
Oh yeah, like immediately they get
yeah, but like
along.
they're bros, like they're bros.
Yeah.
Because he literally says you're a gentleman, and that's why I like him
And
so much.
they quiz each other on Alaskan trivia.
And then he
And
wins, and he just throws him
Troy
in.
shows him his computer. Yeah, it's very cute.
Yeah, it is really is fun. But this
Yeah, so
film
then
it.
they start hanging out. Troy
Mm-hmm,
takes him shopping.
and then they go to the club because Adam wants to find a woman to marry
Yes,
him.
Adam is trying to find a wife because Walken told him to find a healthy girl and bring her on
Bring her down
down,
here.
which is as creepy as it sounds.
Bring her down
And
here. Find a girl. Bring her down
yeah,
here.
and so he asks Eve after Eve turns him down basically to help him find a wife.
Yeah.
So luckily for Adam, being a man of the 60s, he came up in the perfect 8 month period
Mm-hmm.
where swing music was popular again.
Mm-hmm.
So he was able to go to the Club 40s
Yeah, yeah, and
and
he
be the
has
talk of the town.
he has so much risk. It's not even funny. He was ripping
It's crazy
shit out of those women, man.
for a 35-year-old virgin,
Yeah, I know. 35-year-old virgin. That
which is
motherfucker.
confirmed. I mean,
Yes.
obviously, he only knows his mom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, he risks the shit out of those women. Like, those women should
Yeah,
have no
he
coming.
dances with two hot blondes.
Two hot, two, not just one, two hot blondes,
Yeah.
two.
And he flirts with the lady in French
Yep,
and goes home with her and then turns her down.
yeah. And Eve somehow is upset.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I get after he reveals everything why she's upset and creeped out because it's fucking creepy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she's obviously jealous. She
Yeah,
likes
she
him, but
obviously
she's like
jealous.
trying to
Like,
like
yeah,
deny this
Troy knew.
because she
Troy
has a
knows
bad
she's
history
jealous.
with men and like Nathan Fillion is like this douchey
Yeah,
mushroom
that
cut
was funny
guy.
right there. Like how Nathan Fillion was just like he's like yeah, he the whole time he we'll get to it later. But yeah, short. It's on short before we get to when we get to it. He punched and then he defends himself. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, he punches Nathan Fillion 3 times in the nose and then he leaves. But
We'll get to that later. That was funny.
yeah,
So after that, um,
Adam reveals
Adam
everything to
reveals
her.
himself. Well, sorry,
He reveals the
reveals
truth.
who he is. Um,
Yeah, he tells Eve about the Fallout shelter
mhm.
and how he wants to bring her on down. And
Yeah,
she is, understandably freaked out by
freaked
it
out. They
because
want to
it
take him
is
to a
insane.
psychiatrist.
I mean, she doesn't take him to a psychiatrist. She calls social services on him
Yep.
to have him committed.
During this time, Adam finally finds
Yes.
where he
Yeah.
finally finds
He
the
finds the
bookstore.
correct adult bookstore
Mm-hmm.
because he had been searching and he went into other adult bookstores in the area and he did not find his place.
Yes. Yes.
But now he found it. He finds Joey Slotnick.
Mm-hmm.
He has a church full of followers, and they return back to Eve's house where she has
Jennifer
a social
Lewis.
worker waiting for him.
Jennifer Lewis.
Hmm. Yep.
I love Jennifer Lewis. It's only a small role, but
Oh, she makes the best of it.
she
She's
makes
very
the
funny.
best of it.
She's very funny. Like when when Brendan Fraser backs the truck into her car, her reaction is great.
Damn it!
And where the hell were you? They're just as crazy as he is. Yeah, she's very funny in
She
this.
is hilarious. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah. So she calls social services and immediately regrets the decision. Especially when they go to his hotel room and find out that he's actually worth millions. Um so they start looking for him at while Brendan Fraser is unloading all of the supplies that he has been buying over the last several weeks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that him and Joey Slotnick and the followers are all bringing it down into the fallout shelter.
Right.
And meanwhile, Eve and Troy are looking for the dirty bookstore that they think the fallout shelter is under.
Right.
And they find it, but they don't obviously find the fallout shelter because it's under the malt shop. But they do end up, just because they're there, they run into Brendan Fraser, and obviously they live happily ever after. But first, they have to go down to the fallout shelter and meet the parents,
Yeah. And
which is very funny.
the mother loves her.
Oh yeah, mother who is like an alcoholic after being in the bunker for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
She loves her. Eve lies and says that she's from Pasadena.
And she's like, "Yay!"
Yeah. Christopher Walken explains how babies are made to to Adam, which is very funny and reminiscent of him trying to explain baseball to him.
Yeah.
You
So
must, because it's out there.
it's out there. Then we get to the part where he sets up. He takes all the stuff that he does. Take all the stuff that they got, get the money, and then buy his parents a home that is just like the
Oh yeah.
shelter.
He tells them to stay down in the bunker for a few more months while they build a whole fucking house for them
Yeah,
on
in the
this
middle of
huge plot of land.
yeah, in the middle of nowhere, so that way
Yeah,
they can, you know,
ease back into
ease into
society.
society. So then finally Adam breaks down that there was no bomb, there was no nuclear holocaust, no nuclear, no nuke. There was a plane just hit his house, and his dad is like, "Ah, shit. Well, damn. Hmm."
I mean, he seems to be a little bit freaked out, but he's like, yeah, I mean,
He
what are
imme-
you gonna do?
he immediately is planning to make another bomb shelter. No, that's serious. That's why you want to know why he's pacing. He's trying to figure out how much room he can do to make another bomb shelter. He's gonna make another bomb shelter.
I don't know.
No, that's implied. That is what is implied at the end. I looked this up. That's what implied. He is planning.
That's what's implied. Is that what
Mm-hmm.
you? I didn't get that. Where'd you see that?
Well, I read it. I read it on I read it on the information at the end where they said that's why he was pacing. He was not pacing for no. He was pacing to make room for where I can make another bomb shelter.
I guess so, maybe.
Yeah. But that's what I heard. I mean, I saw that in and I was like, why is he doing that? And then I looked it up and I was like, he's trying to make another bomb shelter. Oh, makes sense. So that was Blast from the Past.
Yes, that is Blast from the Past.
All right,
All
so
right, so hot Dr. Pepper.
huh.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Have you ever done that?
I,
Have you ever drank hot soda?
I have drunk hot soda.
Hot soda. You have. Okay.
I have, but
Like
I don't
what? What
understand.
kind of soda?
I drunk a hot soda. Don't get me wrong. There's sometimes where you just, and I'll admit this. I've done this before. Like you,
I drank like room temperature soda.
that's what I don't know what you mean by hot Dr Pepper. Like
Like they're heating it up. Like we see them do it in the movie.
that's just nasty. I can't do
Yeah,
that.
they put it on the stove. They
Uh-uh.
heat it up like
No,
fucking hot cocoa.
I can't do that. I can't do that. Like room temperature, that's a different story. Like I have drunk.
Yeah, I mean, if you gotta have some room temperature soda, I guess, you
Yeah,
have to put it in the fridge or whatever.
sometimes I'll admit this. Sometimes like you have a cold glass of soda and then you're trying to drink it and then you just got to go somewhere and you got this can of soda and then you're going somewhere and you don't. Someone said, "Don't bring that in my car." Fuck, and you drink it. You just got to get rid of it.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, I've never done hot soda or especially not hot.
I mean room temperature, but not hot soda. Not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
not
yeah.
like putting it in
I
the
get it. I get
water
it.
and doing it like that. That's just nasty.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah, also the swing dancing, like I was saying, a very specific period of time
oh yeah.
that this could have come up.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Like I said, that was a real great scene because I was like, how is he gonna dance with these two girls? And I was like, he did it. He did a damn good job. And it's Brendan
Oh, yeah.
Fraser. He's good. This is '90s Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
He was
Also the rollerblading. I feel like that became like a thing for a specific period of time too.
yeah,
Like
that
they both overlapped over like 8 months.
I mean, was this film in the two? This film was made in 2000, right?
1999,
Well, this is like yeah, this is
right
like that.
before.
This is like that the apex of the 90s. So this is
Ooh,
like
imagine Christopher Walken dealing with Y2K.
they need to make a sequel to this.
Well, we'll get there. But yeah, Adam was very close to having a threesome.
Oh yeah, he was so close. He could have had that. He could have had both of them women. Them
Oh
women.
yeah, yeah,
They,
those blondes were 100% like because they immediately went to another guy together.
mm-hmm.
Like it's not like they were like we're a package deal.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're like you gotta give you your package deal. You gotta do both of us.
Yep. Yeah.
Damn. I just want. Well, damn.
Poor Adam.
Poor
He was in
Adam
love.
got two chicks.
He fell in love with the first woman he met.
Yeah. Damn it. Mm.
Yeah.
Lucky son of a bitch.
Yeah. This movie is like one of my main arguments for why Brendan Fraser should have been Superman. Because he's like totally a weirdo nerd Clark Kent type in this.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen him in other things be, more like a heroic type. So like I think he could totally have pulled off Superman in
Yeah.
this era.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he did. We gotta remind ourselves. This is around the time because remember, I think he did after he did this. He did the Mummy, right?
Yeah, I think The
He
Mummy
did the
was the
Mummy.
same year.
Yeah, he did the Mummy, and then he
Yeah.
also did the Mummy Returns, and then the Return of the
Yeah.
Emperor, and yeah.
But just imagine like he did The Mummy and then like the year later, like a year or two later, he did Superman. Like his career would have been totally different.
His career could have been totally different,
Yeah,
but
because they were going to do a Superman movie at that time, and
yeah,
it
he was
never
gonna use
happened.
Nick Cage though.
No, that was before this.
Ooh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, that got canceled, and then they were going to do one with like J.J. Abrams wrote a script that was going to be directed by fucking McG, the guy who directed the Charlie's Angels movies.
Oh.
So,
well,
so it probably would have been bad, but Brendan Fraser was like in talks to be a
well,
Superman,
well. I mean,
or he was one of the candidates.
it's just funny we didn't get this, and we didn't get the Batgirl movie with him as Firefly. I really wanted to see that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that got made but canceled. He never got to make a Superman movie.
I
Yeah,
still want
like
to
they
see that movie.
actually made the Batgirl movie.
I want to see that. I want to see that. That
You
just
never
want to
will,
see that.
apparently. It's gone.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, unless the dudes who made the last Bad Boys movies stole a copy and put it on the internet, which they
well,
should.
well, they did. Well, I mean, they did make. He did get in the MCU eventually, not the MCU, but the DCU as a robot. So he
He
did.
was already the robot at that point.
He was. He was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he is the robot. So we got him. He got super hard robot.
Robot Man. But
Robot
yeah,
man.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess, but I still would like to see him. He should have been Kingpin.
I mean, the Kingpin we got right now. This is D'Onofrio's the
I
Kingpin.
mean, yeah, it's hard to argue against
Yeah,
D'Onofrio.
this
He's
D'Onofrio's
fucking great.
Kingpin was amazing. He's
Yeah.
still the best one. Well, I mean, I have not
But did you see the whale?
seen. All right, let's talk. Seeing that we're in the club, talking about this club scene, let's talk about Nathan Fillion getting his ass whooped.
Well, it's Nathan Fillion first pops in. He's like taking stuff from Alicia Silverstone's house
Yeah,
because they used to be an item,
yeah,
and he left some stuff there, particularly his Ralph Lauren underpants,
right,
which Brendan Fraser doesn't understand why he would wear another man's underpants.
right.
Yeah, which is a funny gag, I
It's a
guess.
funny gag, yeah. But the
Yeah,
fact that he got this, like, I was
he's a
like,
douchebag.
he is a douchebag. But it was funny how they written him like they written him like a douchebag because he was the guy that just like, oh, I'm not gonna take that. He got punched in the face the first time, and he was going for a second punch, and he got punched again. So I'm sitting up there like, I really was like, okay, I don't get why she's mad because she saw him rearing up for a punch. All he did was defend himself. He defended himself. Adam was in the right.
Yeah, I
he was
mean, it's still like, he still punched him.
he was in the right though. He was going to punch him.
Oh yeah, he was defending himself.
Yeah, 100%. If he,
Yeah.
my problem with that situation is what if he punched him? What would you say then? Oh, Adam, you didn't have to. Oh, you're a bitch, Adam. No, he defended himself. I didn't understand. That's one thing I didn't understand a little bit. I guess I kind of nitpicking. I did not like her in the beginning because she seemed like I don't want to say this. I don't want to say be mean, but she seemed like a bitch a little bit. If you want me to be honest, in the beginning of the film,
I
Eve.
mean, she's like, uh, she's I don't know, she's kind of like just living life, not really thinking about consequences. She's hopping from job to job.
Yeah,
She's a bit of a, you know,
I'm
I
saying
don't
that's in
know.
the beginning of the film because the way she was acting towards Adam, I was like, Adam being, I said,
I mean, he's a weirdo.
but he's a nice weirdo though.
But he's a fucking weirdo. Could you imagine if a weirdo like that came up to you and was like, "I will give you this $6,000 baseball card if you drive me home." Like you're
That's a
you're
good
not
point.
like you're not a super hot woman who's like getting stalked by weirdos.
Fair. This is fair. This is fair. Okay. Yeah.
Like this guy has serial killer vibes.
Fair. Fair. Um.
He literally grew up in a bunker.
Well, that's not his fault though.
It's not his fault, but he's weird because of it.
Yeah.
Like he
She.
can't help it, but like, she can't help but be creeped out a little bit
I
at the
mean, I
beginning.
get it,
She
but
she ends up being charmed by it ultimately,
yeah.
but early on it's a little like off-putting.
Yeah. 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 No,
You'd be weirded out too.
I would.
Like if Kimmy Schmidt came up to you, you'd be weirded out because she's weird.
Fair.
Because Kimmy Schmidt is essentially like this type of thing, except she's raised by a fucking actual creep. Like
Fair.
she's raised by a creep who runs a cult.
Well, I watched The Unbreakable Kim. I watched. Don't get me wrong. I watched The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. She is
Yeah, but if
weird.
she came up to you, you'd be like, "What the fuck is this
What the fuck
chick?
is this? But she got. But
She's gonna
once
kill
I get.
me."
But this is a different story. She came up to me.
What
She still
to
acted.
quote Titus, what white nonsense is this?
This is true, but this is the difference between Kimmy Schmidt and what Kimmy Schmidt went through in Titus and Drama and her gang, and what Eve was doing was with Titus. She grew. Titus eventually. Kimmy grew on Titus.
Yeah, just like he grows on her.
Yeah, but
Just like
it
Adam
took
grew
her
on Eve.
so long to grow.
It didn't
Like
take her dude, this whole thing takes place over like a week.
I get it, but
What
you
are you
gotta
talking
think.
about? It
But
takes her
that
so
whole
she falls in love with him in less literally he gives her a 2-week timeline.
I get it. I get it. But
And she does it in less.
fair. I get it. It's just that
Like she's in love with him at the fucking nightclub.
that's not that was my issue with that nightclub incident. It's like she blamed him for that whole hitting.
No, she's just jealous because she's like, "Oh, I already turned him down, and now I'm helping him find a
No, I'm talking about when
girlfriend."
she punched Nathan Fillion.
What do you mean?
She got
That
mad
was just
about it.
yeah, because like they're in this club, and now he seems to be the one. He's like causing a scene.
He didn't mean to.
Oh my God, Mac, this is why you don't have a girlfriend.
Ha 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 ha. No, I'm just saying that she didn't. I'm saying it's like he didn't mean to do it. That's what I'm saying. It's like he didn't. It wasn't his
Look,
fault.
I understand. No
It's like
shit.
he didn't.
But
It's like my problem is Adam didn't want the smoke.
why I can't believe we're spending so much time on what's literally a 30-second scene where the whole thing is just the gag of Nathan Fillion getting punched in the nose 3 times.
Well,
But you're
this
like
is film
making
talk.
this
We
like
gotta talk about it.
a whole treatise on Eve as a character.
Yeah, this is film talk. We gotta talk about
We could talk about the
it.
rest of the movie too.
No,
We
no, no.
barely talked about Dave Foley.
Yeah, let's talk about Dave Foley. Yeah.
I would like to, but you have been harping on fucking Eve being upset that Brendan Fraser punched Nathan Fillion 3 times in 30 seconds.
All right, Dave Foley, very awesome in this film.
He's very funny in this film. Yes.
He is very awesome in this film. He seemed like I wonder how he prepared for. I mean, he's very good. He just I
He's a
just
bit of a know-it-all.
Yeah, that's the way
He's
I felt. He
super
was like
sassy.
know it
He's the
all.
sassy
Yeah,
best friend who's like always trying to push them to get together.
yeah, yeah. Like I didn't know. Like he just like Eve. You didn't know Eve.
You've let him skate around your block, that type of stuff.
Let's get around your body.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, but
just love.
he's very funny. He's got a lot of the best lines in the movie.
Mm, mm.
Like, do you think Adam's home is beneath a dirty bookstore in the valley?
Oh,
It's,
man.
I mean, Dave Foley's always fun.
He's always funny.
Yeah.
Um,
I wish he got to spend more time with Walken and Spacek,
yeah.
but they were really only in that one scene with the microwave.
He needed more scene. He did. Um. So.
I mean, he doesn't meet Alicia Silverstone until like a half hour into the movie.
Right.
I actually forgot like how much movie there is before they even get into the rom-com aspect of it.
Right. I feel like there's more. There's a lot of comedy and there's a lot of rom com in it.
Yeah, yeah. The whole like back half of the movie is rom-com stuff.
Yeah. The whole front of it is around.
Well, the whole front is like weird, quirky sci-fi, like satire.
Right.
Like
Right.
living in a bunker, growing up in a bunker, while up above in the 90s, this guy is losing his mind at what used to be a malt shop in the 50s or in
Yeah.
the
I
60s.
just like the contrast between both of them. Like boom, boom. It's just like it does a good. I get
Yeah.
this. It does a
Like
good
remember when
job.
Joey Slotnick discovered Barry White?
Oh
That was
no.
yeah. He was yeah, at first he's like, I don't think
I
I
don't know
like
if I
this.
like this.
And then it kicked in, and he was like, all right, okay.
I love that shit.
And then we jump ahead 20 years and he's got a forehead tattoo and he's
That shit still made me laugh. He had a forehead tattoo. I was like, what the
when
hell?
when Walken sees him when they bring him down into the fallout shelter and he's like, you've got something on your forehead. And Joey Slotnick's just like, I know.
I know. I really like that whole scene of them like jumping into the different time zones and showing them like, hey, this is what it's like in the 80s. This is the 90s. We're in the
Well, yeah,
90s.
and like seeing Adam grow up underneath
Too.
where
That's
like,
true. Yeah, but
he's
he's
like
still in the
shopping. He has
60s.
some level of normalcy down
Yeah.
there with them.
But it's
Like
like
they teach him how to dance, they teach him how to speak French.
yeah, but you're seeing how Adam is still stuck in this era, and you're seeing how they're evolving in different eras.
Oh yeah, yeah, because they're stuck in the 60s.
And
Like they can't evolve culturally past the 60s.
right,
So they're very like Leave It to Beaver,
right,
Pleasantville, like that type of vibe with like where the mom's an alcoholic beneath the surface, but like above, when she's with the family, she's all cheery and like everything's fine. Yeah. And he's like totally oblivious. He's like, "Oh yeah, here's your favorite, hot Dr. Pepper." And she's like, "I don't like hot Dr. Pepper." But yeah, but meanwhile, everything's evolving as we know it did into the 90s, which is very, Gen X, everybody's
right,
kind of annoyed by everything vibe.
Oh man. So what was I gonna say? Because my dog is barking. Uh, so um, so let's talk about Jennifer Lewis and her small cameo.
I thought we did. What? I mean, she's a social worker. She comes in to take Adam away. Adam is gonna go over because he tells him to, and then as soon as he's outside, he runs away. He gets in a
I like
truck and he backs it into Jennifer Lewis's car.
Yeah, I mean, but I like how she just subtle like I really believe she is a great actress because she's not only a great actress, she just got comedic timing because she's taking it seriously. She's serious in the beginning, but she knows how to be funny. I'm gonna choke the
Oh
shit
yeah,
out of you.
yeah. It's a great little one scene cameo.
Yeah.
She's one of two black people in the entire movie.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, I now
That,
remember what I wanted to talk about. That scene that
okay,
you really wanted me to talk about.
I mean it's very funny.
Yeah.
You have to
Oh,
admit. It's, oh my lucky stars. I'm not gonna say it.
now you're probably wondering why I think about that. That's what you wanted me to know. Want to know?
I would like, yes, talk about it, please.
So here's the thing: you're trying to feel what I would do in that situation or how I felt.
Just, I mean, what did you think of the scene? Did you
Oh,
find it
it was
funny?
funny. It was funny.
Okay.
It I feel like this was
Because
funny.
like let's explain the scene so
Oh
that
yeah,
people have
oh
context for
yeah.
what we're talking about.
So
So like
this
he
was.
comes out to the surface for the first time and he's looking at the sky.
Mhm.
And everybody around him is like, "What are you looking at?" He's like, "It's the sky." And nobody gets it because he's never seen the sky before.
Right,
And then he's like, he keeps like going down the street and he's seeing all these things that he's never seen before. And then he runs into a black male lady.
right.
And
Oh my
she,
lucky stars.
and he says, "Oh my lucky stars."
In.
the
So
the Spanish word for black.
yeah, that's what it means. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um. So I laughed at this scene. I laughed, and
because he's never seen a black person before.
yeah, he's never seen them before. So this is
No,
his first
and
time seeing it.
he's stuck in the
He's
'60s.
stuck in the '60s, and they just what they call black people then. So I get it. I as a person who like I laughed at this because it was funny, it was
It
hilarious.
was
But what made me like it didn't. But as far as like everybody thinking like, oh, this should piss you off is like, nah, it really doesn't because he didn't say the other word that kind of the way in the southern. He said it in the way of you know ever
well.
aside
I think if he had used
the
the
other
other
word.
word,
It
it
would have
might.
been like,
That's yeah. It's a
oh,
different tone of joke.
yeah, it would have been a different tone of joke. I was like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. But the
Yeah.
fact that like who it was, like and who it was, like for example, a good example of another use in this joke in the future film, The Hangover. Um, remember that scene where he walked up out there and he literally talked to Brian Epps and he literally said, "What's up? What's up, Ian?" Now,
Oh yeah.
some people would literally look at that and say, "Oh, that's not sitting well." But here's what makes this thing funny. They got Mike Epps in there. Mike Epps had the perfect response because it felt like he was caught off guard. He looked at him and it looked like it was the same. He said, "Excuse me," like he was about to get out that car and beat his ass. So that's why it was funny because it looked like he was like 5'6" kicking this guy's ass. So this scene felt like she did the proper thing. She said, "Excuse me," and she was like, "Excuse me," and he just like, and then he just shook her hand. He was polite, so it was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." So it didn't bother her, and it wouldn't bother
No,
me.
I mean she was probably more confused than anything.
Yeah, yeah, she was more confused. Like, damn,
She literally just like ran into essentially like a Captain America
yeah, yeah.
who like was frozen in time
I wonder what
and
Captain
like comes
America
up.
would. That's
I think Captain America would say the hard R.
no, no. Here's the funny thing. Now that you're speaking of Captain America, what if remember that? Remember the end credit credit scene in Captain America: First Avenger when he met Nick Fury?
Yeah.
Instead, he just goes look at him. He said, "Oh my shiny stars."
I mean that would be great
That would have been great. I
if
would have
that's how
been
the
like,
first Captain America ended with
oh, looky
with
here.
Chris Evans saying that.
He would have said, "Oh, looky here." What? then you
Well,
then the real then we get because think about it. He be saying that to Samuel Jackson, so he was like, "Motherfucker."
different. It's a different series now.
Yeah, yeah, like it would end like motherfucker. It would cut right there. So
That
yeah,
Captain America never would have given the shield to Falcon.
never. During that time, he said, "I can't say the N word at all."
That's on his list.
Damn, he was like, it just goes. He goes to Falcon's like, "You can't say the N word, Cap." Okay, so I'm just learning a lot of things.
He's like, oh, now I'm realizing what this is Austin Powers. I just put it in two and two in my head. I'm like, oh, of course I like this movie. It's Austin Powers
Austin
again.
Powers, yeah.
It's Austin Powers, but no spy stuff.
No spy stuff.
He's a nerd. He's a nerd who's a virgin.
Damn
It's
it,
like
Scott. I knew this was coming full circle, but this all right. The shit's coming back to you soon.
we'll get there.
It's coming full
There's been no movement on Beverly Hills Cop 5.
It's coming.
No, it's not, man. You're gonna watch the whole trilogy, and you're gonna like it.
It's gonna
You're gonna
be
like it, man. I'm telling you.
when it, you're gonna be playing Mega Man X6. You son
Nope,
of a bitch.
it'll
so,
never happen.
so yeah. Anything else?
I mean, there's a lot of little funny stuff that we, didn't really talk about, but we kind of glossed over for the most part. I think we pretty much got
Yeah.
everything.
I think we
Yeah.
got everything. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I,
we can move on to our sequel
yeah.
if
Sequel.
you'd like.
Yeah. In all honesty, people, if you've not watched this film, it was a box office bomb, was it?
I believe so. I
Yeah.
don't think it did very
I
well.
highly recommend this film. I highly recommend it. It's really fun to watch. It's a fun watch. Um, I say this is better than Austin Powers. Um,
I don't know about all that.
all
It was
right,
a lot of fun.
a lot of fun. All right, sequel pitch. You want to go first?
Well, I don't mind. I kind of have like two ideas. They both kind of revolve around one idea. Um, so yeah, I'll do mine really quick.
You
All
want me
right,
to go next? You want me to go first or?
I said I'll do mine. I'll do mine first.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll
go
do
ahead.
mine quick. All right, so first idea, Adam and Eve have a kid, Abel, who travels back in time because Calvin, Christopher Walken, invented a time machine to try and stop Adam's parents from ever entering the Fallout shelter and, making him a weirdo. So because the Abel is weirded out by his parents being, like weird 60s relics. So it works, but now they're poor and miserable. Uh, Calvin became rich in the alternate timeline, but Adam grew up resenting him because his dad was also a weirdo. So him and formerly Abel, now Cain, have kind of like a weird flip relationship. And Adam is just another one of Eve's douchey boyfriends who just got her pregnant, and they had a kid together who is named Cain in this timeline. Also, my alternate pitch is that the nuclear holocaust actually did happen in Y2K, and Adam and Eve go underground with their kids. They have twins, Cain and Abel, and the
Oh my
twins grow up
god.
underground, and Cain kills Abel, and that's all I got.
Okay. Interesting.
And we can call it Flash from the future.
So it's so I want to make it make something clear. 1995, right? This is 1995.
99.
99? No, no, no. Where does this take place? The film.
99.
Oh, it's 99.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. All right. So, um, my pitch is Adam. Like I said, I'm gonna take what was happening at the end of the film. His father makes another doomsday, makes another shelter without basically keeping everybody in the dark. Everybody in the fucking dark at all. Like they don't even know it. Like he's making this shelter and they don't even know about it. So everything's going through life. Adam and Eve are having like I said they have a I'm gonna steal your idea. I think they have twins. They're gonna call them Cain and Abel out of the Bible. And They have Cain and Abel out of the Bible, and then they found out that they have a cousin. A cousin. They found out that they have a cousin named Moses. So uh,
Okay.
all of them are like their cousin Moses come visit them. It's like a long distant cousin, like a distant cousin that comes to see them. Their cousin Moses comes to see them. They hang out. If you want to get used to know their family in the state, because their family is out of state. They're not from the state, so they're coming here. They're visiting everything, and the Y2 like it's about to be the year 2000, and the ball drops. But this time the ball drops, all communications down, all technology's down, everything is happening. Like yours, Y2K actually happened. So Adam's
This is
dad
my
is like,
pitch.
huh?
This is what I just pitched.
Don't I'm not done yet. So so cars are going down during this time. And Adam's like, "What's going on?" Like, I'm literally like going with, "This is the end." But everything is going to hell. Like, they're literally trying to find stuff. Like, what the hell do we do? What do we do? They're literally like running in town. Everything's blowing up. Like, everything is happening. Like, everything blowing up. Everything going down. Um,
This is what I pitched.
I know. Uh, I want to do like, this is the end.
Okay.
Yours is not. This is the. If you say this is the end,
This was my alternate pitch.
well, I'm going. This is my original pitch. You
This
took
is
my
like
original
almost
pitch.
this is almost exactly my alternate pitch. I
Yeah,
just
this
didn't
is
say
my
this is the
original
end.
pitch. I know. This is my original pitch. This is my original pitch. No lie.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah. So, that because you didn't hear me say, "Damn," that was my pick. But, um,
I mean, it makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense to do it. He goes to his father's house, and he goes into the bunk. He goes in there, and then he tells him like, he said, "Dad, what's going on?" He said, "Yeah, the whole world is going to hell," and he's just so happy. He just smiles happily, like, "I knew this was gonna happen. I prepared for this." Come on, go in the back. He's all happy. He's like, "I finally get to test this out. Dad, when did you make this?" "I made this a long time ago, son. Don't worry. Come. Don't worry." He actually has everything computer generated, but here's the catch. He goes and presses the button because everything is computer. He's like, "I got this new thing from Apple," and he pushes the button. Now notice Y2K bug's supposed to mess up everything electronic. He pressed the button, the door doesn't open.
Okay.
So in my film, instead of them being in the bunker, they actually have to survive this shit.
You know, this is like pre iPod Apple.
I know, but he has so much money that he invested in Apple and they gave him something.
Okay.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know, like Apple wasn't a thing when he went down the first time.
Yeah, that's true. But in my film, let me put. Okay, you're gonna get into detail, damn it.
No, that's cool. We don't have to.
Yeah. Like there's like a deleted scene where like Steve Jobs comes to him and after I'm like, "Hey, heard you. I need a little bit of money that I'm trying to invest in called the iPhone. I'll give you some new technology if you give me some money." "Sure. All right." Okay.
Gotcha.
He gives them like gold.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's my idea. It's them surviving this outside of the bunker. Think of Mad Max, but funny.
Okay. Sounds fun.
Yeah. But yes, you took my original idea. The rest I just flipped.
All right. So I guess that wraps it up for this one, right?
It does.
All right. So what are we doing next?
Oh, we have a guest coming on the next episode.
Yeah, we're trying some new stuff out.
Yeah, we got some guests for the next episode, as you can see.
Roping in new people.
Yep. And I hope you like the new way we're doing things. I hope you like the slideshow in the background. That's actually the film of Blast from the Past. Some things that you know it in the background. Scott can't see it, but you'll see.
I can see it.
Huh?
I can see the Blast from the Past poster as your background.
Yeah, that's in my background. But when I'm recording this from OBS, you actually can see a slideshow in the back between us talking and the programming. Note right here is to please follow and subscribe. So I'm trying to upgrade a little thing here at GF1. So trying to work it. But yeah, we're doing Godzilla's what was it?
Godzilla -1.
Which we're gonna watch.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
And I can't wait to watch it again.
Can't wait to watch that. But it's my first time watching. But hopefully we're not going to get far ahead of ourselves. But after that episode, we will have Franny. But we'll have Franny the next episode. But we're not going to announce right now what we're going to watch. But we'll just say that me and Scott has been talking about this film off camera. And it's just so happened. I'm not going to lie to you. As soon as she picked this film, I responded back, "Franny, I love you." I said, "LOL, Franny, I love you so much for picking this."
I think we've also talked about it with Franny at one time or another.
Did we?
Yeah. So I mean, look, it's been a while since I've seen it. I'm hoping that I come away with a better opinion.
I'm gonna be honest. Win or lose, I win this.
I'm going in with an open mind. You talk it up. I'm not a big fan, but
Oh
we'll
no,
see.
I understand why this particular film is not done well with a lot of people, but it's a film.
You know,
Yeah, it's a film. All
it's
right,
one of the better in its subgenre.
fair, fair. But any plugs, Scott?
Just find us here. We play games on GF1 Play.
Mm-hmm.
I will be playing Shadow of the Colossus, although by the time this airs, that will have already happened.
Yep. And
But I may still be playing it depending on how it goes.
right. And
And yeah, Mac just played Siphon Filter.
I siphon filter. Yep. Siphon filter.
Yeah, he had a
Also,
lot of fun tasing people.
a fun tasing game.
Yeah.
We'll play it again soon, but not too soon. I will be. I'm not, but not only will I be doing GF1 play the next week, we'll be playing Sonic Adventures, and I got a guest for that show too. He'll be joining us in the call. Eric, our resident
Interesting. Very cool.
Sonic expert will be watching me play Sonic Adventures on the Dreamcast. It's gonna be great. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I just bought it. Hopefully, this thing will work. But that's the plan, people.
Yeah. If
Plans
it doesn't, plans will change.
plans will change. Don't worry. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get Sonic Adventures working. Um, this is gonna be a fun time. I can't wait to try. Finally, we're playing not only classical game, we're playing that, and don't worry. And then probably after that, it'll be Scott's turn, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, great episode of Film Talk, people. Hope you like the new. We'll see you next time on another episode of Film Talk. Bye.
Bye.